Today I wanted to go over a new feature. The new feature is a like statement, and it uses an or. So this would be first name like Dominic, or the pipe represents an or last name like Rowe. So you can see here it was able to get two records using this like first name like Dominic right here out of the CSV file, or last name like Rowe. It was able to get this Todd record right here. As you can see here, Dominic, it got the Dominic, and then it got the Todd. It has two records because the first name is like Dominic, that's that one. Last name is like Rowe, which would be this last name would be Rock. So it was able to get these two records right here. As you can see down here, Dominic and Todd, that's Dominic and Todd it got in that data table. Alternatively, you can just do a first name like Dominic, or you could take you see how it's not case sensitive either. You see here Dominic is initial cap, and you can see here there's a capital M. It's not case sensitive. You can do just first name like Dominic, but if you need to do like multiple or statements, you can do as many as you want. First name like Dominic, or last name like Rowe, or with the you could add another pipe, and then go and say phone number like 813, and it will find it. So that's what I wanted to go over today. There is an and operator here. There's an equal operator. So this finds exactly Dominic. It would find this record right here. This first name equals Dominic, and first name in Dominic or Todd. That's how you read that. First name in Dominic or Todd. That's Dominic and Todd. So that would be these two records right here. This one's doing a first name like Dominic or last name like Rowe. That would again give you these two records right here. The difference between this one has a class. This data table here will actually give you these data types of these properties: ID, first name, last name, middle name, phone number. Those are your headers of your CSV file. And if you want, these will use the data type. If you pass in that class right here, it will use the data type of that class when it creates the data table. So that can be useful if you do sorting. If you do sorting on your data table, it will allow to sort it. If you had this as an integer, it would sort it as an integer, or if you had a string, it would sort it as a string. So that's the difference. So sorting a string versus an integer sorts differently. The next thing I just wanted to show you is an application that uses this. So this application right here, this is how you would use it in an actual program. So you get your data table, you have your CSV file, put your CSV file in your, this is a web application, put it in your app data folder, and so like part number like the string you're searching for, item, or, this is what that means, it means an or, so like part number like the value, or item name like the value, or description like value. And then you can sort with the select on the data table. You can sort the actual data table. So the benefit of using this filter that I created, this like or syntax, is that your data table will start out very small. Data tables can only grow to 4 gigabytes. After 4 gigabytes, it will blow up. So if you want the smallest data table you can get starting out, do it like this. The alternative was to use a filter, and the filter will take your large data set, which could be over 4 gigabytes, and then it filters it. And that's not as useful as starting is for creating a data table with only the values you're looking for. These are the values I'm looking for. The data table will start out small, and then it sorts it. So that's the difference between this filter and the other one. The other thing I wanted to show you, we'll just run this real quick so you can see it. So I type 1999, so it brings up this one right here, this Kawasaki right here, and I do 2000. There we go. So it brings up this one right here. See, these both have 2000 in it. See, that says 2000, 2000, but this one says 2000, 00. So if I do 00, it brings up that one. Or if I type 150, there we go. So this is how you would use it in an application to do searching. The last thing I want to show you is that it does data tables. There's also a data reader. The data reader actually can do the same thing. There's a data reader, and so if you wanted to use a data reader and you wanted to filter out where some of this stuff, let's go ahead and we'll load up the data reader real quick. Oh wait, my bad. We have to stop it right there on that breakpoint error. The data reader just loops through the data set. So we got Dominic and we got Todd, and then it's gonna exit out. See? Alright, so we seen that you got a CSV file here, customer 2, that they're all working with customer 2. You got it has headers. This creates the CSV file, customer 2. This truncates all the data in it, so it removes all the data, that truncate statement, and this loads up all the data into the CSV file, and then the CSV file is then used for these like statements where you can filter out the data on the CSV file. So really cool stuff. It has a like. You can do like searches. You can do multiple like searches and it treats it as an OR operator. So it's like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. It just keeps on going, as many as you want. And then it has first name equals. You got an equal operator here, and you also have an in operator here. So you can do, if you want to find, like, just one name, but if you want to find a whole bunch of names, a whole bunch of first names, you can do that too. And if you needed to find anything like certain things, then you can do that. You can use the data reader. The other thing I wanted to show you is there is a sync. There's an async data reader too. The async data reader, I'll show you in another video. Well, thank you. Subscribe, and hit the like, donate, get involved. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.